Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another episode of ASKgufish. Got some quick updates before we get into your questions. Gotta choose a winner for the Instagram pedal giveaway, so gonna choose a comment at random with Google. And it is Slumdog Billionaire who says, "You have no idea how much I would treasure it." Like how it's the billionaire trying to win free. Well, treasure it you will. Check your DMs. This pedal and a high integrity sticker are being sent your way. That actually went really well. Let's do another one. This time on Twitter because why not? There's a tweet up there. Follow and leave a comment. I'll choose one at random, send you the pedal and a high integrity sticker. Again, US only. International shipping is just way too expensive, so I'm sorry about that. Okay, drop a like if you're enjoying the video at any time, and now let's just jump straight into your questions. Damn, man, when are we gonna see a demo for that Hello Kitty reverse headstock guitar? For the 7-string Hello Kitty, the answer is soon. I know, you're probably like sick of that answer. Soon is what I throw out when I don't have concrete deadlines. But like, you can't just pump out a video in a day. It doesn't work like that. I mean, with some YouTubers it does, but to do everything in one continuous take with good pacing without rambling, that's not me. I'm not professional like that. So yeah, I'm working on it. I'm also waiting for the bass player, so yuck. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Demo's gonna be interesting. I have no idea how it's gonna turn out. The intonation is fluid on that one. It's not a very good guitar. We're gonna see how good Luke is at fixing things in post, I guess. Have you seen Dean Zelinsky guitars before, specifically their Voce? Never seen a single cut this thin before and thought it was interesting. You know, Dean Zelinsky is one of those companies that I keep meaning to hit up, but keep forgetting to. Like, they're super interesting to me. I'm on the mailing list and everything. It just keeps slipping my mind. So Dean Zelinsky is actually the same guy that started Dean and Diamond Guitars, and now this is his new independent brand. They've got a number of models that have caught my attention, but let's start with the one that Rob brought up, the Voce. I'm not gonna lie, this is a fairly strange looking take on the single cut. Starting with the front, everything is in a familiar place, kind of. All the control knobs are placed super close together, the input jack is angled and embedded into the top, and the tailpiece isn't even in the same zip code as the Tune-o-matic style bridge. But the biggest difference is actually with the body itself. The Voce is very lightweight, coming in at only 7 to 7.5 pounds, thanks largely to the ultra-thin body, although you wouldn't really know it from the website. Okay, side rant here. If one of the main talking points about this guitar is how unusually thin and lightweight it is, why would you have no large, high-quality pictures showing that off? Like, all the vanity pictures are straight top-down. Like, that literally makes no sense. Unless I was told beforehand about the thin body, or I'd actually bothered to scroll through the information down at the bottom, I would have no idea. Okay, rant over, but why? So the Voce comes in a number of different trim levels. You've got the Junior, the Standard, and the Custom. From what I can gather, all of them feature the same basic specs. Mahogany bodies with carved maple tops, maple necks with the Z-Glide for reduced friction. This is one of the most highly touted proprietary features of Dean Zelinsky guitars. The basic idea is a laser engraved pattern on the back of the neck that reduces the amount of surface area that makes contact with your hand, thereby also reducing the friction. Not gonna lie, looking at the pattern kind of makes me feel uncomfortable, but I really like the idea behind it. Then they all come with proprietary Dean Zelinsky pickups, as well as locking tuners. Both the Standard and the Customs come with Graphtec's Ghost Piezo Tune-o-matic bridge, which is really cool. You don't really see piezo systems on guitars in this price range. Then both pickups are tappable, giving you a ton of different pickup blends and combinations. The only difference, as far as I can tell, between the two is that the Customs give you the flame maple veneer over the cap, whereas the Standards do not. The Juniors are a few $100 less, give you the True Tap humbuckers, but you lose the piezo. There are a million different finishes that I'm not going to go into because that would take forever, but my favorites are the Seafoam Green on the Junior, the Vintage White on the Standard, and the Trans Green Burst on the Custom. I'm loving the fact that all of them come with the option for a maple fingerboard with black binding. Super classy. So that's the Voce, and actually the more I learn about it and the more I look at it, the more I want to try one. Especially with that piezo. Piezo? Piezo? I don't know, I guess it's a little late in the video to be questioning the pronunciation. I have a theory, it's all a conspiracy, no one actually knows how to say it. Anyways, no matter how I pronounce it, I'm gonna get bitched at in the YouTube comments, because nowadays that's how YouTube works, so it. Regardless, we move. For other interesting models, there's also the Strettavita. Full thickness single cut, pretty self-explanatory why I want to try that one. It's basically like the Diamond Bolero with the shape and bevels, just different pickups that are splittable, 4 control knobs, the Z-Glide, and more traditional finish options. Chambered body with a 3/4 inch maple cap, set mahogany neck. Again, you've got rosewood or the option for a maple fingerboard with black binding, so that's super awesome and uncommon on a single cut. And the last one that's really caught my eye is their series of engraved paisley deleteras. Now this is their take on the T-style guitar, alder body, maple neck, maple or rosewood fingerboard depending on the finish. There are a couple of modern tweaks like the body forearm bevel, the 12 to 16 inch compound fingerboard radius, and of course the Z-glide. But the main draw is obviously the highly detailed and intricate paisley tops. I mean, they just look incredible. It comes in 5 basic flavors. Antiqued gold and antiqued nickel come with your choice of either a maple or a rosewood fingerboard, and then black, which looks utterly fantastic, and you can even customize it with paisleyed hardware, though of course for an additional charge. I mean, these are obviously much more expensive relative to the others, but wow, they look so good. But yeah, what do you think of these Dean Zelinsky guitars? I get a lot of questions about them, but weirdly, I've never run into anybody that's actually played them. If you have, I'd love to hear from you. They look really cool for the money, so I'm gonna try to hit them up. It always helps though when approaching companies I've never worked with before to show that there's interest. So if you'd like to see a demo, let me know in the comments, and there's also a poll in the top right. Which new starter Pokemon should I choose this time? I mean, that's easy. Round up a friend and get all 3. But if you've got no friends, isn't the answer always the fire one? Like when I played Charmander and Cyndaquil, they were always the best ones. Does that make me sound old? I didn't even know there was a new one coming out. Let me take a look. Oh my god, they're all bad. Why do they look like Powerpuff Girls? I don't know. I'm gonna let the Agu squad decide. Which starter Pokemon should he choose? This one, or this one? Poll in the top right. Vola versus E2, which is better under your experience? Oh man, that is a tough question. Both make super high quality guitars, some of the best I've ever played. E2s are only made in Japan. They used to be known as ESP Standard, and my Eclipse is still the best playing guitar in my personal collection. And then Vola makes guitars in both the US and Japan, though I've only spent an extensive amount of time with the Japanese ones. The Vola Oz that I demoed last week is just a killer instrument that inspired some of the heaviest riffage that I've written in a while, in my opinion. Honestly, I'd rank Vola and E2 about the same in terms of build quality and playability. Like, you can't go wrong with either. Just pick the one that has the specs that suit you. Like, personally, I have to go with E2 because my Eclipse is awesome and Vola doesn't make a single cut. Also, the wiring in the ESP is like art. That's the only reason I haven't soldered in some Fluence humbuckers. Like, I just do not want to disturb that masterpiece. The guitars, what vacuum you rockin', bro? That red trim is killer. I proudly use a Dirt Devil. It was inexpensive, and it does an okay job. Amazon link to this f***ing beauty of a machine in the description. Before we get into the last question, I want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, D'Addario. Did I say it right this time? Really hope so. D'Addario is of course one of the industry leaders in the string game, so I'm super excited to have them on as a sponsor. So they've got a brand new X series of extended life strings, the first entry being the XTs. It features high carbon steel wire and D'Addario's thinnest and most durable coating to date on every single string in the set, including the plain steel treble strings, which isn't always the case. It comes in most of your favorite flavors and gauges. I like my 9-42s for electrics, so I've been using those for a bit, and I can confirm they feel just like normal high quality strings. That's always my concern with coated or treated strings. A lot of the early ones felt wrong. They were like super smooth and plasticky, and that's not the case at all here. Honestly, I wouldn't even know they'd been coated unless I'd been told. And then there's also acoustic, classical, bass, mandolin, and even banjo sets. Link to more information in the description, as well as to Sweetwater or Toman if you want to try them out. Highly recommend giving them a go. And I'm not just saying that because I want to continue to get amazing sponsorships that help me create content. It's just genuinely a great product. Yeah, so check them out. And now into the last question. Have you seen the new Harley Benton Juniors coming out? Please demo one on the channel. I'll hug you if you do/don't, depending if you want a hug or not. Yeah, sure, I could go for a hug. So these Harley Benton Juniors have been massively popular since they were unveiled at TGU this year, and from what I hear, they've been selling like absolute hotcakes. Now, as a lot of you know, I have been designing guitars with Harley Benton, but these are not ones that I was involved with. So just getting that out there. Now, looking at them, these may or may not have been inspired by a very successful line of guitars from another well-known company. The specs are identical between the SC and the DC variations. We're looking at a mahogany body, a set mahogany neck, then the fingerboard is made of something called amaranth. From a quick Google search, it might be somewhat related to Purple Heart. That's kind of interesting. 22 medium jumbo frets, a 12-inch fingerboard radius, and a C-shaped neck. Korean wraparound tailpiece and vintage-style tuners, graphite nut, and a single Roswell dog ear P90. Currently, it comes in 3 flavors. The SC is available in black and vintage sunburst, while the DC is available only in TV yellow. Available with an asterisk. It's already sold out. Sad. I got to mess around with some of the early prototypes at TGU this year, and they were really cool. Super heavy. Didn't feel much like the Gibson Juniors, in my opinion, but still cool nonetheless. Though, if it were up to me, there would be satin versions. Hint, hint. So what do you think of these Harley Benton Junior models? Do you want to see demos, and if so, which? Single cut, double cut, both, neither? The double cut won't be in stock again for another few weeks, so that might take a little while longer, but regardless, poll in the top right. And now it's time for the high praise of the week. You are stupid. Straight and to the point this week. I'm not a fan of the content, but I will say I am a fan of concise writing. And that'll do it for this week's episode of Ask-A-Fish. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and hit the like button, leave your thoughts and your questions down below. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't already. That way YouTube might let you know when I upload a new video. If you want to support me, you can do so over on Patreon. You can set limits like $1 a month. Everything helps. Links to merch, social media, and the Discord server are in the description. As always, thanks so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I'll see you for the next video.